What's going on, everybody? It is Tristan from Los Hermanos, and this is yet another podcast. And today we're featuring Elisha from Plumeria Botanical Boutique. And that boutique part is a very important part. She talks about her story and how she, started out as a banker and turned into a florist and kind of found this passion that brought her back home. So enjoy. Plumeria, that's how you say?
Plumeria.
Plumeria Botanical.
Boutique, it's a mouthful.
Is it botanicals or botanicals?
Botanical. It's actually Botanical Boutique.
Botanical Boutique.
Yeah, you can just say Plumeria.
Botanical. Oh, I'll say it.
I'll tell you why. It's not a flower shop. So it is a flower shop, but everybody's name is such and such flower shop, flower shop.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, I don't really want people to just say flower shop because it's so much more than that.
Right. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Jackson. And it's Tristan. And we have another episode of Drinking with Los Hermanos. Today we're here with Elisha from Plumeria Botanicals Boutique.
Yeah,
got that right. Not just a flower shop.
Yeah. That's right.
So we're here today to talk to you and about your shop here in Urbandale.
Yep.
Is it Springfield?
Urbandale. Yep,
So,
it's Battle
Urbandale?
Creek.
Okay. So, all right. So, what is your origin story, background? Tell us a little bit about yourself. I think you have a really unique story. So,
Well, thanks.
let's hear it.
Yeah, I think everybody has a story, but born and raised in Battle Creek. That's where all my family is from. I went to school up at Central, so it was fire up chips up at Mount Pleasant. Yeah, and then moved out of state for a couple of years. Came back up north to Flint, and I was in banking actually, so 20 years in banking. And my mom worked here when it was Country Bouquet, the previous owner had it for many years, and my mom worked here part-time. And one holiday, I was transitioning between jobs, still in the banking industry, but I had gone up about as far as I could, and I didn't know what that looked like for me, so I was trying something new and wasn't really loving it. And she had just come off of a very busy holiday and said, the owner's about ready to get out of this, and I'm really tired, and you should just come home. Which for many years my family was telling me, you need to come home, you need to come home. So I said, that'd be kind of cool. Like, I don't know, I'd work at a flower shop. It sounds like something artsy. I actually have my degree in art from CMU.
Okay.
So yeah, so you can't really make a living as a starving artist. So I got into banking and it just stuck. But anyways, at that time, I said, I'll sell my house, see how things go, come back to Battle Creek, and if it works out, it works out. My house sold in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
It was really quick. So then I'm here and homeless, and and I started interning with the previous owner to see what what the business was like. I did a lot of research, so it took about 3 months to figure out a business plan, look at all my competitors, look at the market, figure out if it was something I really think that I could do. And my mom said, "I'll help you. I'll make all the flowers," which is really the artistic talent. And we made it work. Jumped into it September of 2015, and we've been running since. So it's been really cool.
Well, that's great. So, guess just kind of jumping off that, what is your favorite part about running this shop?
I would say the community support. Like, being back home, it's been amazing. I love customers, the customer interaction, but it's just been, it hasn't felt more like home since I've actually moved back and started the business. So I think that's probably been the best part, is just the relationships that I was able to build again.
So the close second, the shop dog?
Oh, my Annabelle, yeah, she's my baby. And my family, being close to my family, obviously that's a given as well. But as far as the best part about the business right now is that building those relationships and just being such a part of the community, which is awesome. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting that Battle Creek became more home when you came back than when you were here at first.
Yeah, a lot of my friends always said, we're going to get out of here as fast as we can, and then we kind of all end up coming back.
So you kind of touched on it. So was being a florist your passion? And did you think all your life you wanted to be an entrepreneur? Or? did you just stumble in it, like you kind of said?
Yeah, well, so initially, like when I was younger, I was really creative, and I thought I would like be in some sort of design industry, fashion design, or every little girl I think goes through, I want to be a fashion designer when I grow up. So I had that for a little while, and then when I really knew what it took to be an artist and to like struggle on your own as an artist, reality set in, and I thought maybe I just need something stable, So I wouldn't say floristry is my passion, but definitely being creative is my passion, and I think helping others, and I think it might be kind of odd to say that this business helps others, but it really does. You see people in like their worst of times when they're going through a loss, and then you see people in their best of times, like when they get married or have a baby, and that's something like that I get to be a part of. So I don't know. I think that's where my passion is.
That makes sense. So you said you got into this in what, 2015?
2015.
So since then, have you seen any like changes in the industry or any new trends that are coming along?
Yeah. Well, so we always try to keep up on the next flower trend, of course, like the Pantone colors of the year, and what wedding trends are coming and that sort of thing. But as far as in the industry itself, I think that more people are swaying towards supporting local businesses. So, back in the early 2000s, basically when the internet hit, everybody was online ordering flowers, 1-800 Flowers, FTD, all those big flower shops that had the most money to advertise online. And I think now, hopefully along with all of the rest of us local florists, we're starting to like see that trend swing back, where people are now building relationships, walking in, shaking the hands of the florist that makes their flowers, and keeping it small and local, which is nice. So hopefully that's the trend.
I've ordered flowers from online, and I feel like I get better flowers at a local place because they don't get shipped, they're not going through the mail, and like so.
Yeah, it's not multiple people along the way that deal with
they're
it.
generally more expensive.
Right.
Like so.
Yeah. So we're hoping that along with some education that's really where the pendulum is swinging.
So how do you guys come up with your unique presentation of flowers? I know I've seen one where the rose is in a bottle upside down underwater. The present box.
Yeah.
That one's pretty cool.
Sure.
How do you guys come up with those?
Just a lot of education. So flower classes that we take. There's forums that I'm in. My mom, like I said, my mom gets all the artistic credit because she just likes to, we say, play with flowers. So she comes up with a cool container. She's like, hey, what can we do with this? Or we get a unique flower that we don't carry very often. Well, what can we do with that that's different? And really, it's just being able to have the freedom to be artistic.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
Let's see. So what is your annual event in May? What's that, May 2nd?
Oh, great. Yeah. So we do have quite a few events that we try to participate in. The Memorial Day Flowers is the biggest one for this year that we have planned. We did it last year. We paired up with the nonprofit of Memorial Day Flowers organization and Fort Custer National Cemetery. And we were able to lay 7,500 roses on the grave sites out there. This year, the whole cemetery anticipates 35,000.
Wow.
And we're going to try to do the whole thing. So it's pretty big, but super exciting. We got such positive feedback. I mean, volunteers and donations, and a lot of people that just really wanted to be involved last year. So we're like, okay, we're going to do this again, and we're going to make it big, and we're going to try to make sure that we can get every family member, every headstone covered out there. So so that's coming up in May. That's one of our big events. Yeah.
So what kind of led you to want to participate in that?
Well, oddly enough, it was we just kind of fell into that too. We deliver out to Fort Custer. In fact, I have a couple of customers on a regular basis. We take flowers out to their loved ones. And I was searching like what rules and regulations for the National Cemetery there might be. And what that led me to research like what other cemeteries, had different rules, and what events, like I need to be aware of certain days that they might not take deliveries and stuff. And that's where the Memorial Day Flower Foundation popped up. And I was like, hey, I know that we have, the Fort has a big Memorial Day event. So how can we figure out a way to pair those two together? And that's what we did.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been really great. Yeah.
So with events, I saw that you guys have a vast amount of events. Did you always like throwing events, or did you kind of see that one event worked and you kind of kept on going with it?
Sure. Well, in my business plan, I wanted events to be an integral part of the business, like just welcoming people here for different things and going out to do different things, being able to support other people as well as finding the support that I might need. So yeah, classes, different community things that we could participate in. But the events kind of like took off on their own. Like all of a sudden there's just like the cemetery event that's just bigger than I could have even imagined, you know, and different things that have come into our view where we're like, you know, I think this is something that we can do and that we can actually support others to do as well. So yeah, I mean, definitely community is strong. Right. It's a strong part of our business.
That's what we like to push to, is the community. You know, people in the community build the communities, not
Correct.
outside sources and not the government. I think it's the citizens within the community
Absolutely.
that put together.
Yeah, so the establishment can only do so much. It takes, you know, people like you wanting to do things in the community to put this stuff on. So it's great.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, everybody gets so much more benefit from it, for sure.
Yeah. So I guess, you know, kind of piggybacking off that, what has been one of the most useful tools in building your business here?
Useful tools in building the business. Probably the local businesses that have supported me at the beginning. That's been very helpful, and then a lot of different organizations throughout Battle Creek that are pro small business and have helped me as well. Definitely my family, friends, and customers that have helped along the way. Coming in a holiday, and there will be so many people here, and that I will guarantee they're like related, or they know, you know, because they're like washing buckets and delivering flowers. Like this is definitely a family business. But yeah, I think you know, what makes us great is when we all come together, and that's just it. Like this to me, when I walk in every day, I'm like, wow, this is because of all the people that have helped me get here along the way.
That's great.
It's a great community.
So what is, or who has been a big influence in either your personal life or your business?
Okay, so there's a lot of great people. It's hard. Personally, I would say probably my grandfather. He was a farmer and always had like rough and dirty hands, but the warmest, kindest person. He taught me so many values and virtues. He taught me about work ethics. You know, you work when the sun comes up until the sun goes down, and you provide for your family, and just a wholesome, really great family man. So personally, I think that he influenced me a lot as far as like my character. Business-wise, I'd probably have to say Brian, my boyfriend Brian. I wouldn't be where I am without him. He does so much behind the scenes and doesn't take any credit for it. So yeah, he allows me to push through stuff and figure out our own way and supports me. He definitely accepts me for all that I am. Yeah, when we first met, I told you I was homeless, right? Because I told homeless and jobless. I was like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm like in my 40s or maybe almost 40, and I have no job and no house.
And I like flowers.
Yeah, and he still wanted to date me, so.
Hey.
So yeah.
You're always gotta have that person that sticks by you through thick and thin.
Yeah.
He definitely has, yes. Most supportive person. So business-wise, that's who I would name.
Okay. Well, yeah, so we're going to wind it down here, and there's a couple questions that we always like to end with. We ask everybody the same two questions. And you can answer them in whatever way you want to. So, first one is, what was the biggest setback that you've had? Setback or failure that has become actually something positive and propelled you forward?
Sure.
And what is some advice that you have, life-wise, business-wise, anything for anybody out there who's trying to either go out and do a business on their own or just need some advice because they're in a tough spot?
Sure. Okay. So setbacks. I would say probably we haven't really. Everything is an experience, right, that you can learn from. So I wouldn't say setback so much. Some of maybe like the obstacles have been the changing the mindset of people that want to order online as a convenience, where a lot of smaller shops still have the convenience of ordering on their website. So like kind of changing that mindset that you get better value, personal relationship, you know, all that sort of thing when you deal with a small local business. And also, I think along with changing mindsets is this location. I had some feedback when I first bought this, like, you're a single woman in Urbandale at this location, you know, maybe you should think about your safety, you should think about, you know, some things, and that's totally changed, and that's just it, like, not to sound cliche, but be the change. Like, you know, we put positive influence out there, we put positive change out there, we do things to clean up the area, and then people are attracted to that and they want to do the same. So, you know, we build a planter outside and our neighbor builds a planter. That's just kind of how it works. So challenged, because it is a rural community. How do we get traffic in and build a business? But definitely we've been able to overcome that, because we can be the positive influence here. So the second thing was what my advice is from someone else.
It can be through business or personal too.
Yeah, well, I think a lot applies to both, you know. So my advice, am I in a position to advise people? My advice would just be, like, to be prepared as much as you can. Think of, you know, whatever it is that you want to do. Think of all of the challenges that you can foresee. Think of all of maybe competition or whatever it is that might be out there. Prepare as well as you can. Educate yourself and continue to educate yourself. Even when you think that you're successful, continue to educate yourself, and have the courage to jump. Just do it. If your heart's in it, just go for it, you know? that would be my 2 cents.
That's perfect advice. Yeah, and it's a pretty common theme we get with these is the jump for it. Just do it. If you have a passion for it, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I'm sure as you guys continue to do this, you'll see, like, there's that common thread between small business owners. Like, you got to put in the sweat equity, and you're doing it because you love it, you know. And then the advice would be to just do it. Yeah. I think.
And then I think we had a bonus.
We have one question that we didn't let you know about.
Didn't put this in your prep.
Probably the most important question
Is
ever.
it about Annabelle?
It's not.
No, it's not about Annabelle.
The world is dying to know.
Oh, no.
So are you ready for this?
Maybe not. It's editable, right?
Not this portion.
What is your favorite flower?
Oh, goodness. That's so funny, because people they ask me that all the time, and it's really a difficult question to ask a florist,
right? Because
there's so many things. Like, do you base it on you know, longevity or scent or, you know, colors? My favorite flower, I'd have to say Plumeria. I picked it because it smells great, it lasts long, you know. It's just, do you know what a Plumeria flower is?
I don't.
So it's the Hawaiian lay flower.
Oh,
yeah, it's what they make the lays out of. So it's like a really waxy, beautiful, very, very fragrant flower. That's awesome. So
I mean, I guess I could piggyback with an extra bonus question.
Extra?
So, based on that answer, so say somebody wants to get their significant other a flower. What are some flowers that, like, last longest? What are some that smell the best?
Sure.
And just what would be your general go-to arrangement if you needed to get someone something?
Yeah. So usually I ask some questions first, like if she has a favorite flower, if she has a favorite color, what the occasion is, because some flowers are more appropriate for other occasions. And then like if it's important to be like this big presentation and make it big, bold, and beautiful, or if you really want it to sit on your desk for 2 weeks and last for a long time. So there are many things that go into making a flower that's appropriate for that person. There isn't really a go-to. I think farm fresh, you know, the closer I can get them, the better for everybody. So I'll say, you know, our seasonal flowers okay, because those are the ones that tend to last the longest.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, we just customize it for everybody that comes in.
That's a sign of a great florist.
Well,
so I know when I came in and got the box, you asked me about 5 questions, and I was just like, this.
You're like, I just want the box.
Okay, I just want the box with the flowers.
I saw the box on Facebook.
Right,
What I want.
And that's easy too. Like, that's important that people put pictures out there, because I am like that when I pick food at a restaurant. I'm like, I want this one because it's too much for me to choose. So so just come in and show me the picture, and I'll make that too.
All right. So where can people find you online?
Everywhere. Well, they can watch this podcast.
They
right?
can.
Yeah. So, website, plumeriami.com. Facebook, we've got Plumeria_BB, but you can just look for Plumeria. Instagram, Twitter, I've got a Pinterest. Like, you try to find me, I'm there.
All right, perfect. All right, well, thanks for having us in your shop.
Awesome,
to do this episode. It's a great time talking with you. And it smells good in here like flowers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You got anything else?
That's it.
You got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, thanks
All
for letting us come on.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
It was fun.
And that's it for today's episode.
Yep. So thanks for stopping by, hanging out with us, and if you like what you see, we're going to be dropping these every week. So I think that's it from all of us. So have a good day, and as always, take it easy.